All right, what's going on, beautiful people? It's North Shore 9 Postgame Show powered by Permane Brothers. I am Tyler. With me is my guy, Dougie Fresh. It's a late game for us. I'll be honest with you, Dougie. I'm normally sleeping.
I'm in deep REM cycle sleep at this point of the night, brother.
Deep in it.
Way past my bedtime.
Yeah. But hey, West Coast Series, we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah,
Pirates
exactly.
win this thing 3-0. Are the Pirates back?
Oh, Tyler, I mean, not only are the Pirates back, we are now cheering for a fourth place team. Much of this season, we've been fans of a last place team, but Ben Cherington was right in this past offseason when he said we're winning more games. Because look, we're in fourth place. We aspire maybe to greater things, but you got to take it one step at a time. So, outstanding game tonight, right? You got everything you wanted. You got good pitching. I wouldn't say there was great defense, but there wasn't the normal fiascos, and some timely hittings. So, I mean, let's face it. When we started this road trip, none of us had a lot of enthusiasm or optimism about how the results. And now they've won the first two games. They've got a winning streak, and I don't know. Andrew Heaney, O'Neill Cruz. Who do you want to? Who do you want to discuss? What do you want to talk about? And you know what I heard? We give out sandwiches after wins. I didn't know because I've not been experiencing any out of that. But apparently, if the people in the chat put #RaiseIt, then we have a drawing of some sort with some sort of, I don't know, internet magic or something. I don't know how it works. But I mean, I'll get to experience it, I think, for maybe the first time this season. So #RaiseIt, boys and girls, and you will have an opportunity to win 2 Permane Brothers sandwiches.
Yeah, as Doug eloquently put there, if you drop a #raise here and it's a late game, like odds are a little bit down for you. Like you can get involved here. Like fewer people involved. Nobody's staying up on the
bet online odds are going to be better, I think.
Bet online odds, and you know what, Doug? Let me tell you about Bet Online.
That's a professional setup, boys and girls.
That's a great segue. My guy, Dougie Fresh, just keeps it rolling here. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all sports and betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're on to our home stretch of NBA and NHL playoffs, and it has more ways to stay in on the action and latest odds, news, scores, and even live in-game betting action while the games are being played, with the largest selection of odds on everything from MLB, NHL, UFC. BetOnline remains the number one online source for your sports wagering info. In between the games, head on over to BetOnline Casino with the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino, which I suck at all that stuff. BetOnline, the game starts here. I won't play tables. I can't do it.
No, man, I'm terrible.
I'm awful at it. I don't know what it is. Can't do it. Well, first of the night, they hit the baseball.
Yeah, 11 hits tonight, right?
There was one thing I wanted to come in here and talk about. Back-to-back days. Same lineup. This sport is not hard. Stop pretending you're smarter than you are. You don't have to shoot out another lineup every single day like Derek Shelton and Ben Cherington have done every freaking day of their managerial and general managerial careers. This is not hard. They're not robots.
Right.
Don't treat them as robots. Put them in a position to succeed. Why did it take? And honestly, I have no idea like what the outlying factors are with it. Andrew McCutcheon said in an article the other day, he just it was a light mention of the lineup changing every day, and people just have to adjust to that. Is it not weird to you that the lineup stayed the same for the first time in God knows how long, for 2 days in a row after Andrew McCutcheon said that?
But it's yeah, I mean it is kind of odd, a little peculiar. The funny thing is because I was ready to make fun of Pirate Nation for like, this is the lineup you wanted to see 2 times in a row. We're demanding that we see Pham, Frazier, and Kiner Falefa 2 times in a row. But the reality, the great failing of analytics is it doesn't account for human, heart, emotion. Athletes are very structured people most of the time. They have routines. They're a big believer in routines. That's more so in baseball than any other sport. You shouldn't need to designate a closer, but often you have to. Yeah, I mean, how often do we see closers come in the eighth inning with a lead, or when we're with a tie or a loss and they're not effective? They're closers, right? They get into that mindset, they get into that routine, and it's the same thing with the lineup. You're right. The analytics prove that having the same lineup every day doesn't really matter, but it does to the individuals in the lineup, right?
Thank you, Doug.
Right. So
Thank you.
yeah, and Brian Reynolds has been the only person who's been able to say, "Gee, I know where I'm going to bat today."
And
Uh,
but in general, what would you call Brian Reynolds? He's a freaking robot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Right. And look, most of the players on this team are. The reason we have to go out and get Tommy Phams and Adam Fraziers is because we have a bunch of even keeled guys who do the same thing the same exact way every day. They don't get too high, they don't get too low. They are this, routine, sort of emotionless, type guys. We don't have a lot of like fire and brimstone from these guys. They are very even kill, which is terrific for baseball, but you need some fire, here and there. And again, that's why we have to bring in the fams of the world. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. Guys get comfortable in a situation, and in Pittsburgh, they're not allowed to get comfortable because, our two guys are, and they're 27, the geek squad there is nerd herd, whatever you want to call it, is saying tonight's lineup would be most maximized if Tommy Pham batted second, and if and just that kind of stuff. And it's like, as much as possible, these guys crave structure. Let's give it to them as we can.
Yeah, and maybe it took Andrew McCutcheon in an article just as a blip, because that's all it was him just saying, yeah, lineups are going to change every day, and it's one of those things you have to get used to. But maybe it's just that little thing, being like, you know what? Maybe guys need to get comfortable where they are. Maybe we let these guys play baseball as human beings. We just had, what was it, 18 hits last night?
Right. I
Maybe
think it
we
was
just
10 Sunday too. I think we had 10 or 11 Sunday.
maybe we roll with those guys. Let them hit where they hit. We don't have to shuffle them again, because for God's sake, how long? I know Jim tweeted about it, and I don't know if we got a real answer on it, but there are very, 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 very few games that Derek Shelton has put the same lineup out 2 days in a row. This game's not complicated. Don't make it harder than it has to be. You don't have to tell me or you or anybody else around here how smart you are. Coach the game. Do
Well,
what's best for your team. You don't if you win 86 games, you know what? I'm not going to say Derek Shelton did nothing this year. That's what it feels like to me, is that everybody has to have their fingerprint on everything. In this organization, everybody wants credit for something. No. Play ball.
Well, I mean, right. Isn't that part of the problem of the Ben Cherington era? That he is sticking to his guns to show you that he's smarter than everybody else. When it's obvious it's not working, when it's obvious a player he's brought in is failing, when it's obvious, when it's obvious that Bednar and Holderman can't close or can't pitch late, we're still going to run them out there. And, I always struggle with who's making these calls. Is it Shelton or is it Charrington? I always believe it's more Charrington than Shelton, whatever. But again, it's like, all right, we're 5 years in, we're into the 6th year now, and what you've been doing, changing the lineups every day, has not worked. It has not produced good lineups. It has not produced good offense. It has not produced wins. Again, yesterday was obviously quite an exception. We didn't come out today with 18 hits, but again, we got 11 hits and we won, and it was, and they scored 3 runs, and guess who's, the driving force in the first 2 runs was, Cruz, Reynolds, Cut, right? Our best hitters, the guys that will have to carry this team to whatever record we, but the best chance for this team to produce and win is those 3 guys. It just makes, to me, I almost like, hey, bat them 4th, 5th, and 6th, back them 6th, 7th, 8th, but have them together at least, and have them in the same spot every day, and let's see what happens. Happens.
Like, how many times we have see O'Neal Cruz have success in the leadoff spot,
right?
But we have to shuffle him down the 4.
Yeah, stole a base today too, right?
And then Kutch, we know Andrew McCutchen hits well in the 3 spot. Andrew McCutchen's, we all love him. He's a creature of habit, man.
Right.
Andrew McCutchen's his best when he's hitting, honestly, 3.
If you asked Kutch today what position he wants to play, it'd still be center field.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably.
You know why? Because he's been a center fielder his whole life. Right. Now, I think he'd also be the first to tell you, I'm not as fast as but all this different stuff. Right. He knows intellectually that he's probably not our best option in center field. But you ask him, where he wants to play and what he wants to do, he's going to tell you he's a center fielder, and he should be batting 3rd. It does matter to these guys. Again, these guys are creatures of habit. They're slaves to their routines, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, right?
Right.
We'll see what happens tomorrow, but something worked, and again, after last night's success, I mean, Twitter was full of people saying, we got to do that lineup again. We got to, and everybody knowing that we wouldn't. And then they did. And we were all surprised. And look at the nice little outcome. Now,
that is the problem, Doug, is that we're surprised that they did the common sense thing.
Right.
And I'm sorry, guys. I'm complaining about a win here. Because it took everything that every single fan has been saying for so long to just be a normal team. This is not that hard. I don't need you to tell me how smart you are every day of my life. Just be better.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't care. Right. I just want, again, just like I said, a common sense approach to the game. You are the general manager that limited yourself, offensively, but with the signings or the lack of signings, whatever you want to call it. I talk about this on nearly every podcast. We're constantly putting people in positions to fail. And we do it with the lineups. We do it with the position. We do it with everything. Again, give these guys, sort of what they crave, right? I mean, and just see how that works for a while. Try the conventional wisdom. Again, you say this all the time, and you've been saying it tonight. We don't need to tell you how smart you are. You should not be looking for that kind of validation. The only validation you should be seeking now are wins. Right. And you've got 2 in a row, which, for this team is unusual. It's on a road trip. It's against a team that's been better and a team that was playing pretty well on the past, week or so, coming into this. Let's roll it out. Let's run it back tomorrow. Let's run it back tomorrow. See what happens. You know?
I mean, as close as you can get, but
Yeah.
you know what else is unusual, Doug? One, if you guys drop that hashtag raise it in here, you'll be entered into the Permane Brothers sandwich giveaway, and we will do 2 of those tonight here. Also, the other unusual part, Doug, from what everybody in the lineup had a hit tonight. Every single person. We don't get many of those.
Triolo came in and pinch hit for Valdez and got a hit. So
he did.
Yeah,
so 10 of 10 had a hit tonight.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what you said right there. Hitting is contagious. So I think I mentioned it a couple times, but all it takes is just one guy to get going, and then it starts the snowball rolls downhill. We saw with O'Neal Cruz tonight, and he's been, man, at the plate, he's been awesome. And
6 home runs, 11 steals. That over-under is looking good.
So O'Neal Cruz goes 2 for 5. Again, like, he can look so bad at the plate. And I think it might have been no, it wasn't him. I'm sorry, but he looks awesome every time. Like, his approaches right now, he looks as locked in as you can get.
He could be a modern day Ricky Henderson, and batting leadoff, stealing bases, hitting home runs. Look, there's nothing this team needs more than O'Neal Cruz to have a legitimate breakout season. And I'm not sure it's there yet, but if you squint, you can kind of see it, right? Again, 6 home runs, 11 stolen bases. That's on pace for some pretty impressive numbers. Again, hitting left-handers, like you said, looking locked in. I'm loving what we're seeing from Cruz right now.
Yeah, I am too. And at one point I wanted to complain that he wasn't hit the ball over the wall enough. And then he just started doing that.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, whenever I was thinking that, he had 2 home runs. I'm like, yeah, he's hitting the ball like 150 miles an hour off the bat. It's pretty. Looks great on StatCast. Doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Then he ran.
His hardest hit last year was a single because he hit it so hard, bounced off the ball back to the field. Right?
Then he threw 4 over the wall like it was nothing. It was like, all right, we're back. We're back, baby. Doug, we're so back.
We're so back. We're so back.
We are so back.
Come on. I mean, let's talk. Let's talk about Heaney.
Let's talk.
Let's talk about Heaney. Cy Young Heaney, the best pitcher on our team right now, Andrew Heaney. I was on the emergency pod when we got him. And we were, I think it was DiNardo and I. And we're like, hey, it's a nice signing. It's a nice signing. And nobody should be complaining about this signing. He's the solid. He's going to be number 4, number 5 starter. We're all pleased and what have you, but golly, what is he now? He's 1.72 ERA. He's 2-1. He was, what was it? 5 innings of no hit ball, and he gave off a sort of end of the bat double type thing. He was just lights. Struck out the first 6 batters. He was just dominant. It was just amazing. And he's been good in every start. I think the one start he hit 2 batters, I think, and that's kind of what gave him a little. But other than that, he's been lights out. I'm with you. Let's extend him.
When I've been a Heen Dog fan for a little bit now, but what I'm like full in on him. He had Mike Trout at the plate. He throws, I think it was 3-2. He throws a fastball at 90 miles an hour in the top, inside part of the zone with a swing and miss. And I'm like, I love this dude because he throws 90 and he does not give a flying F.
Yeah.
Because what? I throw 90. Right. I don't care. I'm going to blow it by you. And you know what he did? He blew it right by Mike Trout.
Right.
That's a dude. That's the guy. That's the mentality I want.
Right. Yeah.
I want
he's
that
not
dude.
rearing back. He's not rearing back looking for a little extra.
I
No, he's
want
pitching.
26 of this dude. I want 26 Andrew Heaneys on my team. I want every one of them I can get because that's the dude that does not care about any type of physical incapability. I'm better than you. I don't care. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a ball player.
Yeah.
God, I could not have gotten more fired up when I saw it.
Yeah. He's just been, he's, he looks like Maddox now, right? Throwing 90, pretty efficient, and like I said, not phased by anything. It's just like, yeah, you can't hit me. Sit down.
I love him. I love the dude's attitude. I love the veteran presence. I can't believe he was that cheap.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad for him because he should have made a
Yeah,
lot more money.
he should have made more. It really doesn't make any sense based on what he's done in his career, with the way guys are getting 14 and 15 million. I mean,
Yeah.
hats off Ben Charrington. I rarely get to say this, but outstanding signing. Outstanding signing.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And actually, now that I think about it, it was O'Neal Cruz because he chased. Sorry to backtrack here, but he chased two. He had literally 6 balls in his at bat, and he blooped one over the shortstop, and I'm like, he's locked in.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little side point there. Let's move on pitching wise here. David Bednar again. Doug,
we're back. Is Bednar back too?
I'm not saying Bednar's back, but that was as good as I have seen David Bednar look.
Yeah.
In 2 years.
Yeah. I was going to say since 23, right?
He did not look anything like that last year.
No,
he looked good.
No, not even in that stretch where he converted 19 saves in a row, up to prior to the trade deadline. But they were the, 2 guy, walk a guy, give up a hit, get out of it, right, type thing. This, 2 strikeouts, just
the ball exploded out of his hand tonight. He looked different.
Right.
Don't know how long it take or how long we can have this, but like Jim mentions here, or no, I'm sorry, it was Miles in here. Miles mentions that the Bednar breaking ball was a word we can't say on here tonight. But
what is this, 1950? Come on.
Let me tell you. He looked awesome. Like I didn't want to say it, but he looked awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know you don't want to jinx it, right? Because again, it was 6th inning and that sort of thing, or 7th inning. But and that's the other thing. Credit to Derek Shelton for not running him back out there in the 9th.
I'm just
I knew it.
I'm
just gonna say it. He looked. His curveball was the tits tonight. Yeah, there you go. Come get me, FCC or whoever else. YouTube is gonna find me now. But yeah, Bednar looked terrific. And again, we've talked about, we all wanted him out of the, we really wanted him off the roster, quite frankly. We wanted him at AAA, but we wanted him to go down there and figure it out. And then we wanted to come back and watch him pitch in the 6th inning and the 7th inning and that sort of thing and prove that he's figuring it out. And that's exactly what he's doing. Right now, I'm not ready to make any season-long proclamations. I don't want to see him in the 9th inning tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, that was great. That was great to see. And then it's followed up by Ferguson, who was fantastic. Again, Ben Charrington. I say it again. Hats off to you. Great signing. Again, when we were, it was fine. Again, it's like, hey, this is the kind of guy that teams sign every year, blah, 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 blah. He started out a little rough last year, got better toward the end of the season, that sort of thing. But man, what is he? ERA of 1.5, just looks great every time he comes out.
Yeah, Ferguson was, again, good. And then Dennis Santana.
My guy.
Dennis Santana is your closer until otherwise.
Yep.
I don't give a damn what David Bednar does. I don't care. And I will say, I don't like to give Derek Shelton much credit. I'm glad that he is stuck with his guns here and not put him back in the ninth inning role.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, that's bare minimum stuff. Like, just don't be an idiot.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm giving him credit for not being stupid.
Right.
But I will give him credit. Dennis Santana in the ninth inning he's been lights out. And again tonight, he gave up a hit, yeah. But that was it. Like, he's just, again, day after day. I don't know what more we need to see out of Dennis Santana to trust him fully, but right now he's about as trustworthy as we can get.
Yeah, and I mean, he tonight he had to use twice as many pitches. Typically he throws less than 10 pitches to get out of it. I mean, he comes out and gets guys out in 1 or 2 pitches. He had to throw a few tonight, but the results are great. Yes, Santana has been the bomb. So we're going to keep it clean here. But yeah, I mean, this is really how we thought we were going to have to get wins this year, right? Good starting pitching, bullpen does its thing, and we scratch out a few runs. I mean, this is really the blueprint for this team's success, and they executed it to flawlessly tonight. So, and I mean, really a really nice win. Again, last night seemed a little bit more smoke and mirrors, right? We're not, we don't expect 18 hits too often. But yeah, get us 10, 11 hits, make them somewhat timely, put one over the fence, and let your starter and bullpen, get you there.
Yeah, and offensively, I don't know if there's much more I want to add on to it. They were all fine. Nothing really I want to complain about.
I mean, everybody got a hit. I don't think anyone got thrown out on the bases.
No,
right?
I think, if you're going to complain a little bit, one, it's what we already talked about. Just let's ride with what we got here. That's 31 hits in 2 games. Maybe we just let that ride. And number 2 is maybe you want the ball over the wall a few more times, but stick with what's working. Please. I am begging you. Just stick with whatever the hell is working here. Keep O'Neill Cruz in that leadoff spot because I don't know what it is about there. It works for him. It's worked for him a couple years ago before the injury. Let's ride with that. Andrew McCutcheon's been a 3-hole guy since I've been born, basically. And then Brian Reynolds, 2-hole guy. Forever.
Yeah, I mean, since
go with it. Just go with that. After that, it's kind of a mess, but keep it as similar as possible. And again, I want to mention to everybody, make sure you drop a hashtag raisin into the comments. You'll be entered to get 2 Permandi Brothers sandwiches. I think that's the deal. Not great at that, but again, like Max says here, it's working as my computer decides to lag, but it's working. Let's not fix what's not broke. That's it. Don't try to outsmart yourself here. This isn't hard.
Yeah, I mean, right. This is simple and based on, again, we don't have a bunch of 500 hitters that we're trying to, figure out where they're going. So it sort of makes sense to put your, group your best hitters together because that's where you're going to get most of your offense. And then if those guys at the bottom can tack anything on, add on like they did tonight with Frazier and Pham, great. We're all the better.
And I will say tonight's a more normal night because last night you had Tommy Pham had 3 hits. You had some weird stuff happen. Tommy Pham ain't getting 3 hits ever again. He's old.
He might not have 3 more hits this month.
But tonight it feels more normal. where you got production from where you feel like you should get it.
Right. I mean, this is the way this team is going to win the bulk of their games this year.
Yeah.
Tonight's formula, right? Good outing from the starter, great job from the bullpen, and your big guys getting it done. Cruz, hitting home runs and stealing bases, that sort of thing.
Although, again, don't look now, but Andrew Cruz has what, 6 home runs now?
6 home runs, 11 stolen bases.
We're not done with April.
And we're not done with April.
I mean, there are some guys on this roster that could put up some numbers on a bad team. And truthfully, if you look at this lineup today, we've talked about the OPS and the batting average of every lineup for the last 2 weeks. We're starting to look a little more normal. You know what happens when you play productive players every day? It looks more normal.
Right. Yeah. Suddenly we've got some guys with OPS is over 7, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what happens?
Together at the top of the lineup.
It's not rocket science. And tomorrow we'll see 14 guys with 480 OPSs, whatever. But hey, win tonight. 10 and 15. 5 games under 500.
4th place.
5 games under 500. You run into a few games here and there, and all of a sudden you're close to 500 again. So, hey, we're getting there. All right, Doug, you want to give up some Sammys?
Absolutely. I've been waiting to do it since last year. I don't think I've got.
It's been a little while. Again, make sure we drop a hashtag raise it in the comments. Make sure you're on YouTube to do so. I'll give you guys a couple minutes here as I try to remember how to do this myself because it's been so long since I've done it.
In the meantime, subscribe, sign up for a membership, give out memberships. As Jim will tell you at the end, it does help. It does matter.
Be like Penn.
Follow us on the socials.
All right, let's go ahead and give away our first set here. All right, you see me here, Doug?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's go ahead and draw here. 107 entries. You know what? For 12:44 a.m., I'm not mad about that at all.
No, outstanding.
No, Ty's dad. Where's my dad at?
He's, smart enough to be sleeping. Right, smart enough to be sleeping.
Kembo,
33.
Love it.
Congrats.
Congratulations, my friend. Hashtag. Getting into the raise it thing. DM us on Twitter. Email us at northshore9@gmail.com. Instagram, Facebook, whatever you need. We will get those Sammys out to you. And let's go ahead and draw again. Congratulations, Kimbo.
Because we don't give out just 2. We give out.
Roll it again here. What do we got? Edsel
Hannes.
All right. Congratulations to you. We got a couple new names in here, Doug.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, same thing. Twitter, Instagram, email, whatever's easiest for you. You know how to
get our chat is committed.
Right. We're not hiding.
Maybe they should be committed, but our chat, they're here, going strong.
Hey, congratulations to both of them. 2 new names. I'd like to see that. That means more people are tuning in. We're 12:45 on the East Coast.
Edsel asks, who do I send my email to?
northshore9@gmail.com if you can. If not, you can send it to our Twitter handle, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use. We'll get it to you. And Jim also mentioned it in here. But Doug, any more thoughts you had on the night as a Pirates?
No, it's a good win.
It is.
It's a good win. It's exactly how this team needs to win, exactly how they need to play. Excited about Heaney, excited about what Cruz is doing, excited that I saw the same lineup 2 nights in a row. And I'm going to shut up now. We're going to take Jim's advice and be back here tomorrow night.
We will. All right, we're out of here. Pirates.
How about 3 in a row? I don't think the Pirates have won 3 in a
Well,
row all year.
It's a dub. All right. I appreciate all you guys for hanging out with us. We'll be back with you tomorrow. We'll be with you all week. Lots of West Coast games, left coast games, weirdos. God, West Coast people are weird. I don't know how to survive like this, but
Sean was at the game tonight. One of our chat people.
Yeah. All right.
He's claiming to have exercised the Rosati curse. So
appreciate you, Sean.
So you got to go tomorrow, Sean. Got to go tomorrow.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Be back tomorrow. Maybe we'll give out more Sammys. We're out though for now. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.